In the Vajrayana Buddhist system, and especially in the art, we have what are called the three famous Yamari Tantras, and or the Yamari cycle of Tantras. In the West and in Western scholarship, these are often called the Yamantaka uh, texts, but actually it's more properly the Yamari. Yamantaka is a very can become a very confused word if you don't understand its origins and what it specifically applies to. In the Tibetan language, very rarely would ever a teacher use the word Yamantaka to refer to Jikje traditionally. Jikje in Tibetan means Vajra Bhairava. Yamantaka is a different Tibetan word, and Yamari is a different Tibetan word. There's different words for all of these. Now, the three famous tantras of the Yamari cycle are the Rakta Yamari, a red wrathful deity, one face, two arms. The Krishna Yamari, which can be one face, two armed, or it could be three faced, six armed, or six faced, six armed, six legged. There are many different forms of the Krishna Yamari. And then the third is the Mahabha Vajra Bhairava Tantra. And this is again, can have many different forms, but the most common form is either the early on of the three-faced, six-armed, or from really the 14th, 15th century onward, the nine-faced, 34-armed, and 16-legged form of Vajra Bhairava. And only one of these is really unusual in its appearance, and that's the Vajra Bhairava, due to its complexity of number of heads, arms, and legs, but also because it has the buffalo head as the main face, the main central face. The other two, the Rakta Yamari and the Krishna Yamari, just have the typical wrathful appearance face based on a Raksha demon of classical India. Now, accompanying the Vajra Bhairava, then we can also have the Yama Dharmaraja. Yama Dharmaraja is the special, uncommon protector deity that belongs to that cycle of the Vajra Bhairava practice. And this, typically one-faced, two-armed, also has a buffalo head and usually the consort Chamundi. And not to be confused with Indian, early Indian and Puranic texts which talk about Yama and his sister Yami. These don't apply here because we're talking about Buddhist Tantra theory. And of course, there are borrowings from other Indian systems into the Buddhist Tantric system of India. But there's also many large differences. So it's very important not to conflate all of these different systems together. The three tantras of the Yamari cycle, also they're not created together. They're actually independent, and they come down through separate lines of Indian Mahasiddha teachers and great abbots, scholars, translators, and into different Tibetan traditions. Now, for the Tibetan traditions up to the present time, now most of the Sarma schools, the Sakya, Kagyu, Jonang, Bodong, all of they can share or they practice to a greater or lesser degree all of these three Yamari Tantras. And so they can be more or less popular depending on the choices of that tradition and the teachers in it.